Hi everyone, this is Selina. Welcome back to one of my videos. I'm Selina and I release a crochet video weekly. And today I wanted to bring to you a bit of a different video. So this video is going to be about my 7 tips and tricks on how to crochet, because we all know that crochet can be a bit technical, and I know that I love those kinds of videos because you really learn some hacks and tips and tricks on how to crochet. And I recommend you stay until the end of the video because my last tip is really going to surprise you, and it's really, I think, maybe the most important tip. So definitely stay until the end. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into that video. So my first tip on how to crochet is to have a notebook and a pen always at hand whilst you crochet, because this is where I personally write all my patterns. I actually write the yarn that I use, I write the hook that I use, and then I start writing my pattern. So the reason this is so important is because you'll oftentimes have a different crochet projects on the go at one time, and to be honest, I really quickly forget which crochet hook I've been using. I really like to have everything grouped in one book. I find that it's really got lots of scribbles. Half of it's written in English, half of it's written in French, as you can see on this page. So yes, this is how my brain works, and I definitely recommend you have this just to write down everything so that you don't forget. So tip number 2 is to always use, as much as possible, good quality yarns. So this is a bit random. I just got this yarn the other day in an order, so I thought I'd show you. So I definitely think that good crochet also involves good quality crochet products, mostly yarn. I know that I always invest in my yarn. I also recommend that you invest in nice crochet hooks. So these are my favorite hooks at the moment. Really, definitely recommend that you buy crochet hooks with that type of handle, because it's so much better for your hands and your wrists. So tip number 3 is a trick, actually a hack that I have, so I'm just going to show you. It's when you are crocheting in the round. So this can happen if you are crocheting in the round for a pattern or anything that you're doing with that technique. I just recommend that you use this hack. So basically you are going to be chaining however many chains you're supposed to do. So just go ahead and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now what I am going to do is simply take my hook out of this, place it in the first stitch that we made, the first chain, and place and go through the last chain that we made, like so. Obviously we're not going to twist the chain, this makes sense, and that would be hard to do because it's so short at this point. And just carry on chaining like so. So you're just going to carry on chaining until you have the number of chains that you need, and then you're just going to slip stitch through this chain, and you will have a perfect circle, and you won't have to struggle to not have it twist. So tip number 4 is to leave a long tail for sewing. So this is really something that's so important to me. I'll be linking my video right here on how to sew in your loose ends, because this is really important to me. So basically the longer, I mean, don't go crazy, but I definitely leave quite long tails for sewing in, because the reason for this is that I like to secure my loose ends quite well, and also I just find it so much easier. If you had this much to sew in, you would literally be struggling so bad. Whereas if you've got a longer tail for sewing in, this is just a project I'm working on, you're just going to easily be gliding in and out, and you'll not be struggling so much. So this is definitely a tip that I recommend, is to leave a long tail for sewing in. So tip number 5 is to use yarn as stitch markers. So I have really cute stitch markers and they're really handy. I definitely recommend them. But I know that sometimes when I'm crocheting and I'm in my rhythm and I don't want to stop what I'm doing just to go rummaging around for my stitch marker, I just take a piece of yarn that is, I use my scrap yarn for this. I just cut a piece, and let's just imagine you need to mark this stitch. I'm just going to take this piece of yarn, pull it through, and you can either leave it like that or I just tie it and just gently with just one knot, and this is my stitch marker. So tip number 6 is to have a case or box or anything just to pop all your tools in, and I've actually got this this pencil case and I use it to pop all my hooks in, and it's really good because I know I've got all my materials protected. I really like to have that pencil case because I can just bring it with me anywhere, and I crochet everywhere in the house because I've got a young baby and I am oftentimes running after him, and so yes, I like to have all my crochet hooks protected and inside this case so I can just grab. And it's really important because again, this will save you from rummaging everywhere in your house just to find one hook, or this is like a stitch counter that I've got in there. Here we go for tip number 7, which is also my most important tip, and this is to be confident. So just remember, I know this sounds a bit random and surprising, but that is something that I struggled with at the beginning of my crochet journey, and the reason I'm saying this is that crochet is a creative activity and we all approach it in a different way. So you're going to approach crochet in a different way that I do and that another crocheter will do, and just my point is to just be confident, just go with your personality and your nature and don't feel overwhelmed. We are all so different, we are all different crocheters, and just be confident, and if something doesn't suit you, you can modify the pattern to suit you. You can just adapt tips and tricks that people give you. At the end of the day, this is just you and your crochet, and I just encourage you to really just listen to yourself and just be confident, and don't feel that there is something you need to do to be a good crocheter. You can hold your hook however you want, you can hold your yarn however you want, you can use turning chains or not use turning chains. If you don't like the length of a jumper, you can just crop it. That's my advice, is just be confident. Just encourage you to enjoy your crochet and just express yourself. There are no rights and there are no wrongs, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you had value from this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. It really helps grow our crochet community. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, that would mean the world to me. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye bye.